I spent the morning of my 11th birthday carrying a sign that read, "We were here first." There are so many other things I could have been doing on my birthday, but there I was, the only kid, as usual. I had no chance of blending in with the sea of old ladies. Mom didn't like me calling the ladies old, but they were old. I walked a few steps back from everyone, ducking behind my sign as cars sped by. No way was I going to be spotted by some kids from my school. We were out for the summer, but I couldn't be too careful. It was 1,000 degrees outside, and my favorite Carolina Tar Heels blue t-shirt was sticky and clung to my chest. It didn't even match my Nike Air Max anymore. My kicks were now dusty and barely blue. That was my fault, though. I never should have worn my good stuff to trample through dirt. "Wes, hold the sign up straight and uncover your face," Mom said. "Come on, Mom. It's hot and I'm thirsty. Don't backtalk me." I knew better than to talk back, but it was too hot for manners. I wiped the sweat from my forehead and swallowed a glob of spit to wet my throat. It didn't help. This was the 3rd March this month, all part of a month-long protest. The 3rd Saturday I was here instead of playing NBA 2K with Brent and Alyssa. This week's protest was the largest so far. 30 of us stepped over bricks and construction trash, chanting, "Stop tenant replacement," which didn't make much sense because there were no tenants left to replace. I got why we were there, but I was a little tired of fighting battles that didn't have anything to do with me, though Mom thinks we belong in the middle of every fight. This month, we were fighting the development of a new condo building, 20 stories, dark gray tinted glass, space beneath for shops, and even a video game lounge. I wasn't sure what the big deal was. I thought it sounded pretty cool. The apartment buildings on this street were old and beat up. New stores would be nice. I didn't say that out loud, though, or I would have had to suffer through at least 30 minutes of enlightenment on history and heritage. Mom always has a speech ready. Construction on the new building hadn't started yet, but demolition of the old apartment complex had. The tenants had moved out a couple of weeks ago, and now single shoes, stained mattresses, and smashed furniture were the only proof anyone had ever lived here at all. Just as we rounded the site for the 100th time, I saw a Channel 9 WCTV news van parked on the street in front of the construction site. "Oh, no," I said under my breath. A skinny camera operator unloaded a camera and tripod from the van. He set up to film right in the middle of the protest. Oh, shoot! He looked straight at me. Mom turned and yelled to the group from her spot up front, "This is our moment!" Roars from the crowd got louder. The old lady started a new chant. "Whose city? Our city!" There was no way I was going to be on the TV news or anywhere near that camera. I'm not exactly the best at speaking in front of people. My mind gets all blurry and I forget how to talk. I'd be the biggest clown on the block if my friend saw me freeze up on TV again. There was this one time last year, I was at the Don't Wreck the Wreck Recreation Center cleanup day. Boring, I know. And a news anchor asked me why the rec center was important to me. I stood there with a microphone in my face, a cottony mouth, and a fuzzy brain trying to come up with an answer. Those 10 seconds felt like an hour, and I literally came up with 0. It was a complete fail, and since it aired on live TV, I got no do-overs. I wasn't going to let that happen again. As our group marched toward the news van, I broke away and raced in the opposite direction. I needed somewhere to hide, and quick. I spotted a porta potty, darted behind it, and dropped to the ground. As soon as I did, I smelled the funky stench flowing from the poop closet. I inched from behind the potty to find somewhere else to hide. Nope, nothing. I was stuck breathing in somebody else's stink juice until the news crew left.